I guess I'll guess I'll start. And Coach, you can take the question, then the two of you as well. What did you all like about how you achieved the victory today? Obviously, third quarter was pretty special, offensive execution, and obviously getting some stops there. But in your words, what did you?
Yeah, for me personally, can't speak for these guys, but I know it was top of mind to get Napheesa Collier going again. I think that's been the difference. Maybe over the last 10 games, obviously she missed 5, but then even the ones before that, getting Fee at this level again, that was a big focus today.
We got you going there. It's 15 in the third quarter, 30 for the game. What worked for you today? What did you see out there?
I think just being aggressive and knowing that, the coaches have confidence in me and my teammates have confidence in me in that way. So just really trying to read the defense and get to my shot.
And then defensively in the third quarter, what turned that around for you all?
It was a point of emphasis at halftime. We knew we had to be better on the defensive end, and that leads to our offense and getting easier looks and running in transition. That's when we're the best. That's when any team's the best, when they're running in transition. And so it was an emphasis, and we locked in pretty well in the third quarter.
And then one more before the Zoom. If you could just, obviously it's been a long 2 weeks with the Olympics, and then coming back Thursday, and then today.
2 weeks. It's longer than that.
Yeah, it's about a month.
That's true. How did you feel like you kind of had your legs, your wind, and everything else that you normally have today? Plan, just continuing plan and having that breaking off.
I felt good. I think, normally we would be playing anyway. I just happened to be doing it overseas. So, we're used to playing all summer, and honestly, you have to get the job done and no one cares if you're tired or not. I'm not, I feel good, but definitely coming in with the mindset that I'm not going to use that as an excuse, because we still have work to do. So coming in with a fresh mindset, and I felt rejuvenated being with my team again. It was so great to be back that I haven't felt any of the tiredness or anything.
Can start off with Terry on the Zoom.
Thank you all. This is for all 3 of you, or whoever wants to jump in. But the third quarter was obviously a big boom for you guys. But Courtney had a pretty effective offensive second quarter, getting 10 points in the second quarter there. Just how sort of effective was that in sort of keeping pace and keeping you guys with the cushion heading into halftime and setting up that really big third quarter where there's a lot of offensive firepower from everybody?
I thought Court was terrific, managing pick and roll in the second quarter, and obviously she was making some shots, and anytime you're doing that, it puts the big in a much more difficult position in a pick and roll defensive situation. So it was big. She was making the right reads and kind of gave us momentum going into the half to understand what needed to happen in the third quarter.
And for BC, 7 free throw attempts today. You've had two has been your high all season. Was that just kind of a random thing, or were you seeking out contact a little bit and just seeing some lanes opening to the basket where you're able to be really effective?
I think just wanting to make the right play, making the right reads, and I have good ability as a shooter, so they're closing out hard. And I got fouled on a jump shot, I got fouled on a 3-point shot because they're closing out hard on me. But just being aggressive and making the right play, and not being scared to get in there and create contact and get to the free throw line. But yeah.
Thank you all. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Kent?
Yeah, first for Coach, you talked about, getting kind of back into a rhythm on the offensive end. Now, obviously, when Fee is playing like she's playing today, that kind of facilitates everything. But the assists were back up, the movement of the ball was back up. You had to be really happy with kind of just offensively the bounce back of this game.
Yeah, I think it's everything that you mentioned was centered around Fee and her play and her aggressiveness and seeking opportunities, created some help situations. We never worry about Fee taking bad shots. She's always going to make the right basketball play. But playing to her and causing rotations and helped our team overall. And I thought we were pretty intentional in our transition. We were getting to our drag screens pretty quickly. Thought we overall moved the ball decently and found people in good spots.
And Fee, you did a quick TV out of a timeout thing, and you just talked about how you guys weren't aggressive enough in the opening minutes of the game. And then I think you went out and scored, I think 7 straight points. Was that just your way of saying we're going to get aggressive?
Yeah, and that's what we talked about in our huddle as well. They were being so aggressive and all the calls were going to them. And that's something we always talk about is the calls go to the aggressor. So we really try to flip that mindset where we're not getting to our offense. So we have to attack. We have to create those help situations and get open shots for people. So that's what I try to do.
It seemed, you know, I don't have the shot charts in front of me, but that you were able to get to that kind of sweet spot of yours, kind of in the middle of the lane there and get good shots. Where has that shot been? And is that just a matter of looking for that, or did they give it to you?
What you saying, Courtney? Yeah, Courtney was
Okay.
great in that. Playing the pick and roll was really good. I'm just trying to be more intentional in that too. I felt like I get a little sped up sometimes, so slowing myself down and really reading the defense. If people are on me, passing it out to open shooters, seeing if I have a lane, and then playing with T and Courtney in that pick and roll has been really good too. So knowing where people like to get shots and trying to get them in that position.
Bridget, I mean, you played with Fee now for a number of years. When when you're watching her play, when do you know that there's a game like this on the, kind of on the offense?
I mean, I think Fee's the type of player that it can happen whenever, and I feel like every game she plays, she makes it so easy for everybody else that's on the court. And she just makes the right basketball play, like we mentioned before. And so, like, I didn't even realize, I knew you were going crazy in the third quarter, but I did not realize you had 30 until after the game, because she just makes the right play, the simple play, and does it with such ease. I mean, it looks easy for her, but it's just the talent she has and playing at a high level. And I mean, she's capable of doing this every night against anybody. So it's fun to play with someone.
It had to feel good to get the 3-ball going again, both individually and as a team.
That too. Yeah. It's always good when the shots are falling a little bit.
Travis?
Yeah, Coach, I just had a quick question. How do you game plan for a back-to-back, knowing you just played them on Thursday, and then try to make those adjustments to make sure that the team, tries to figure out what exactly didn't work and how to fix those kind of small adjustments during the game?
Yeah, we didn't have any floor time either, so they could just use film and actually just conversations through the last game. I think they understood what we weren't getting done activity-wise on offense. We started the game the same way. We weren't being aggressive enough. We were just playing soft on the perimeter. And once we really started getting back to spaces like cutting and being aggressive on closeouts, that led to the easier stuff. And, when they're taking the ball to the net, then your defense gets a little bit better. And so I thought we worked our way through that. So we carried over some conversations from the last game into this game. And most of our conversations were about our offense. Now defensively, we didn't hold them to, below 40. They shot 48%. So they made shots as well.
And also just wanted to talk about Diamond's game. It seems like she's trying to get back in the rhythm of things. She was 3 for 6. Just talk about what you saw for her and what do you expect from her moving forward?
I liked Diamond's game today. Extended minutes. Her ability to, she's different than any other player that we have, and that she's going to run the floor. Matter of fact, it was one time she ran the floor that Fee got a wide open layup because somebody went to Diamond and they found Fee in transition for a layup. And so she gives us something different. She gives us an ability to lengthen the court on outlets. And, defensively, she's learning, if she stays locked in and plays her assignments well, keeps her on the floor. Obviously made a perimeter shot. She's been very capable of doing that. It's just a matter of it going in the game just to help her confidence. But we find Diamond to be really important to what we're doing down the stretch here.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Mike?
Mike Cook, you there?
Any final questions?
Oh, there we go. Am I good now?
Yeah, we
Yep,
got
sorry.
you.
Sorry, I had some technical problems there, and I'm sorry if you already answered this, but how well did this defense turn over in the second half? Were you really were able to limit Washington to not much?
I would say it was the third quarter. I wouldn't say the second half. Third quarter is where we locked in and we had really nice stretches. We just had 6 3-in-a-row stops on the game. That's decent, but it's not our best. But the third quarter is where we got the separation. And then again, they shot 48% and made a bunch of threes. And Steph was perfect on the night and scored 23. So we certainly weren't perfect defensively. We were probably better offensively tonight or today than what we were defensively, but third quarter defense was good, Mike.
And then looking ahead, you've got Vegas back to back coming up. Any early thoughts on that matchup?
I honestly haven't even had a chance to think about Vegas, other than the players we just coached in Paris and he played good.
I would have guessed that would be your answer, but thank you.
Thanks. Yep.
Any final questions? Thank you all.
Thank you.